Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you?
Walaikum salam, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay. So last time we started discussing new type of device that is called thyristor, and in thyristor, basically we will be discussing silicon controlled rectifier, and this device is basically three terminal device, and it has four layers. So from if you look from anode side, we have P1, then N1, P2, where we have a gate connected, and then we have finally N2, where cathode is connected. So when the device is turned on, the current flows from P1, N1, P2, N2, and provides current to the load. So we just summarize what we discussed in last lecture, and that was the conduction process of thyristor, SCR thyristor, how thyristor conducts if the gate current is applied or without gate current, what is the requirement. So IC1 is basically as we also see that the four layers of thyristors, they can be divided into first upper three layers and lower three layers like P1, N1, and P2. This would become just like transistor, BJT. Similarly, N1, P2, and N2. This would make another BJT transistor, which is NPN. The first one is PNP, whereas the second one is NPN. So if we look at them, they are connected back to back, such as the collector of upper transistor is connected to the base of the second one, and the collector of second is connected to the base of first one. And we have discussed how the turn on mode or latching mode goes into action and device is properly turned on. So if you look into this two transistor topology, then we have collector current and anode current. We have a relationship between these two currents, and that is IC1 is equal to alpha 1 IA and plus some leakage current which flows from base to collector. Although that leakage current is very small in case of BJT, but generally it is ignored in BJT discussion. But in case of thyristor, this leakage current is very important. So therefore we cannot ignore it. Similarly, for transistor 2, we have IC2 as a collector current and alpha 2 multiplied by the uh, anode emitter of transistor 2, which is basically cathode current, and obviously the leakage current of transistor 2. If you look into the current sides, one current enters into the two currents enter into the device and one current exits from the device. So cathode current exits, anode and gate current there entering into the device. Similarly, if we look at the T1 first PNP transistor, then we can say that the emitter current, which is basically the anode current, it gets added with collector current of T1 plus collector current of T2. So having all these basic relationships, we can finally get the anode current with respect to the gate current. So we replace all other currents like cathode current and the collector currents and convert them into anode current. So the relationship is now we have alpha 2, which is the current gain of transistor 2 multiplied by the gate current plus the leakage currents ICBO1 and ICBO2 divided by 1 minus sum of alphas alpha 1 plus alpha 2. So if we look into the start of uh, before turn on state, the gate current is not applied and therefore alpha 1 and alpha 2 their values are very small. And the maximum we can see that alpha 1 plus alpha 2 they cannot be greater than their sum cannot be greater than 1. So this is not the case as in BJTs where alpha is close to unity. In this case, both alphas, alpha 1 plus alpha 2, their sum must be equal or less than unity because otherwise it doesn't make sense because current cannot be negative in thyristor. So what happens is when we apply the gate current, then the values of alpha 1 and alpha 2 they are very small and the gate current becomes the base current for the transistor 2. Then because each transistor has its beta gain, so multiply by that beta, it results in collector current. And that collector current is basically base current for transistor 1. This T1 also has a beta. So therefore, each transistor, its collector current basically is the base current for the other one, and therefore it gets increased, amplified by the value of beta. So therefore, in each cycle, the current collector current is increased, and it is the base current for the other one, which is multiplied by beta. So this process is going on and called positive feedback. And this increase is only limited by the load current. So here again we can see how the conduction starts. So we have anode current equal to 0. That means the device is in off mode. And then gate current is applied to the device, which becomes the base current of transistor 2. And then the collector current of transistor 2 is beta times IB. So therefore, uh, and that is also multiplied by the beta of transistor 1, and therefore the cycle goes on until the device is in latching mode. And by latching mode, we mean that the anode current is greater than the holding current or latching current. For latching, anode current must be greater than latching current, and for turn off, anode current should be less than holding current. Otherwise, device will not turn off. Okay? And that turn off is not controlled by the gate signal. It is controlled by the supply and the circuit condition. Okay, guys. So I hope uh, these two methods they are clear how to turn on the device and how to turn off the device. Is there any question related to that?
सर आपकी आवाज़ थोड़ी सही नहीं आ रही, काइंडली अगर आप माइक के थोड़े करीब हो जाए।
अच्छा, sorry. अभी ठीक है आवाज?
यस सर, बेहतर है।
Okay. So turn on and turn off के लिए अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है तो you can ask. कंडक्शन प्रोसेस समझ आ गया?
यस
So
सर।
there are also other methods that can trigger the device, and by triggering means you can uh, commute the thyristor from turn off to turn on mode, and this could happen also uh, without our control. And these methods could be high voltage across the anode and cathode, that is the avalanche breakdown of the junction J2. ठीक है, तो जंक्शन J2 जो कि रिवर्स बायस मोड में है, if that is latched, that is a channel is created, and how that channel is created we have discussed that. Without applying gate current, the leakage currents ICBO1 and ICBO2 they become so significant that the junction J2 it gets forward biased. So that is because of high voltage, and this high voltage is uh, close to the breakover voltage. Second could be high rising rate of the anode voltage, that is the changing voltage is very large, very fast. dV by dt, that is a rate of change of voltage with respect to time is very fast. That is कि अगर हम थायरिस्टर को बहुत तेजी से स्विच ऑन ऑफ कराने की कोशिश करें तो फिर हमें गेट करंट भी देने की जरूरत नहीं है, इट वुड स्टार्ट कंडक्टिंग एनीवे. ठीक है, and then is high junction temperature. So if, because junction J2 is on the reverse bias, so if the junction temperature is high, then might possible there is no turn off of the device, and device is all the time in latching mode and keep on conducting the current. Similarly, we may have a light activation, but for this we need to modify the gate terminal. It's like a photo thyristor. That, but that is a possibility, but that changes the construction of the thyristor. So now let's go through the static characteristics of thyristor. And by static characteristic we mean the VI curve of the thyristor, so that we can find out how device responds to the positive, when positive voltage is applied, that is the device is in forward mode or in reverse blocking mode. So in this figure you can see that there are different IG2, IG1 and IG equal to 0. So depending upon the gate current, if we are not applying the gate current, then we need the maximum voltage applied to the anode and cathode so that the device goes into turn on mode. But if we are applying the gate current like the IG1, that means still we have medium voltage or a very large voltage but less than the breakover voltage, and for this we need a very small amount of current IG1. But if the current is large enough, just like IG2, the voltage applied on the positive side does not require too much magnitude of the supply voltage, and thyristor would turn on when a large current and small voltage appear across it, and device suddenly goes into forward conduction mode. Basically, this uh, tilted line indicates the forward conducting mode of the device. So the lowest point of this is called holding current. As we have discussed earlier, if the anode current is greater than holding current, device is all the time on mode. Okay, so if we have anode current higher than anode current higher than means we thyristor is operating somewhere at this point. At this point, it is conducting some amount of current. So this is all is the forward conduction mode. And if the IA drops below holding current, then device goes into turn off mode. Is it clear?
अरे ये होल्डिंग करंट नीचे कैसे आएगी?
हाँ, वो नीचे कैसे आएगी, वो फिर ऑब्वियसली उसके एक तरीका ये है कि आप मैनुअली जो वोल्टेज अप्लाई किया था, जैसे डीसी वोल्टेज है, तो हम डीसी वोल्टेज को कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. वी कैन डिक्रीज द वोल्टेज. वोल्टेज डिक्रीज करेंगे तो लोड करंट कम होना शुरू हो जाएगा. सो वन वे इज दैट. सेकंड इज कि जब हम रिवर्स वोल्टेज अप्लाई करेंगे तो रिवर्स वोल्टेज विल आल्सो फोर्स द एनोड करंट टू डिक्रीज. ठीक है, तो अगर तो एनोड करंट होल्डिंग से नीचे आ जाएगा तो फिर दैट इज ओके, डिवाइस इज ऑफ. ठीक है जी.
यस सर.
यानी कि एक तरीका ये है कि हम मैनुअली आहिस्ता आहिस्ता वोल्टेज कम करते जाएं, एनोड करंट कम होता जाएगा, और जब ये होल्डिंग करंट से नीचे जाएगा डिवाइस ऑफ है. सो सेकंड ये है कि हम इसको रिवर्स बायस कर दें, एंड देन वी सी वेयर इज द करंट. सो अगर करंट होल्डिंग से नीचे चला जाता है तो फिर भी डिवाइस ऑफ हो जाएगी. Similarly, for the reverse blocking mode, when the applied voltage is reversed to anode and cathode, then there is a very small leakage current that may flow in the device because of the leakage currents in the junction, But if we increase the negative voltage, reverse voltage is too large, close to the breakover voltage, then device can go into avalanche breakdown mode. If the avalanche breakdown for applied voltage is for a very brief period of time, the device may not might possible कि device जो है वो damage ना हो. But if the applied voltage is high enough and it is applied for a longer period of time, then the avalanche breakdown can permanently damage the device. So second is now the switching characteristics, also called dynamic characteristics. ठीक है? So switching characteristic or dynamic characteristic means we will see how the device turn on and turn off. What are the transients during turn on or turn off? ठीक है? So ये चीज आपने याद रखनी है कि switching characteristic is basically includes turn on and turn off of the device. So if you look into the current, IA is the anode current and UAK is the anode to cathode voltage. So if we look into the start, the anode cathode voltage is high, whereas the uh, anode current is starting from a very small value, even less than 10%. So that means at this moment, the device gets the signal of turn on. ठीक है? और जो टर्न ऑन है वो किस तरह से है कि जैसे ही हमने वोल्टेज अप्लाई कर दिया, तो दिस इज द अप्लाइड वोल्टेज. So this is the applied voltage that forces the device to switch from turn on to turn off and vice versa. ठीक है? So initially the signal is to turn on the device. So there is some delay. Device doesn't go change its state immediately. It takes some time, and within this time, because the junction J2 is reverse bias, so it takes time to uh, develop the channel, or it takes time to latch the device. So after the anode current is higher than 10%, device voltage starts dropping to a very low value equal to the forward voltage drop, and current start rising up to 90%, and at this point the voltage is dropped to a very low value, and then still current rises to the maximum 100%, and then device is in turn on mode. So device is on in this point of time, and then there is a signal that says the device to shut off, turn off, and during turn off the device starts its anode current starts decreasing, and the voltage is same forward voltage drop across the device that indicates the device is still on. Okay, or and then when the anode current is equal to 0, only after that the device forward voltage drop starts changing. And why? Because this is a three-layer device and it has three junctions. First junction is between P1 and N1. Second junction is between N1 and P2. And similarly, there's a third junction between P2 and N2 layers. So each junction capacitance plays a role in developing or changing these voltage levels. So therefore, when the anode current is 0, and after that it takes some time to reduce the voltage from the forward voltage drop to a negative voltage, and that is because of the junction capacitances. The forward bias junction capacitances, they release the charge much faster, but the junction J2, it takes longer time to shut down the channel or shut down the latching, which was developed during turn-on process. So अब क्या होगा कि अब ये होगा कि पहले जो जंक्शन J2 है उसको हमने फॉरवर्ड बायस किया हुआ था. So now that junction J2 is going to be reverse bias, which is basically its actual state. But because the applied potential is already reversed, so therefore the device is again going to be in, and junction J2 is again going to be in forward bias mode in negative direction. Because in reverse blocking mode, only the junction J2 is going to be forward bias, and other two junctions, they are going to be reverse bias. So therefore, the junction J2 takes time to discharge the current, and for the discharge current, you can see the current goes to a negative peak, and this is because of the junction J2. So current is discharged, whatever charge was stored in the junction capacitance, and then the device or all the junction capacitances are going to be in opposite scenario, and especially J2 that initially was reverse bias, but in turn on mode it was made forward bias, and in negative mode it is again going to be in forward mode. So therefore all these transients are there, and that indicates कि जैसे जैसे जंक्शन कैपेसिटेंस जो है वो अपनी पोलैरिटीज को चेंज करेंगी और उसके बाद फिर ये चार्ज स्टोर करेंगी. Therefore we have a maximum peak of the voltage exactly at that time of peak of the reverse current, anode reverse current. And then the anode current goes to 0. That means all the charges depleted, and therefore now the junctions, they are going to set their position accordingly. Junction J1 and J2, J3, they are going to be reverse bias, and junction J2 is going to be forward bias mode. After that, when the on signal is applied to the device voltage, it starts again changing from reverse voltage to the positive voltage. So you can see that we have a forward a reverse peak. There is a blocking voltage, and then similarly we have a positive peak also. And why this voltage goes high again? Because device waits for the turn on signal, the gate current. And when the gate current is applied, then the voltage drops from maximum value to minimum value. Okay? So, any question regarding this dynamic characteristic? Is there any question?
सर ये इनिशियल डिले जो हमारे पास है सर्किट में जब हम वोल्टेज अप्लाई करते हैं तो ये डिले हम किस तरह कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, किस चीज पे डिपेंड करते हैं?
ये तो डिवाइस की अपनी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है कि वो किस तरह से रिस्पॉन्ड करती है करंट। और ये आप देखिए कि ये जो डिले टाइम है दैट इज फिक्स्ड फॉर ईच डिवाइस, और ये डाटा शीट में ये सारा गिवन होता है। तो डिवाइस का टर्न ऑफ और टर्न ऑन होना, इट इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन दीज टाइम्स, कितना डिले टाइम होगा, कितना राइज टाइम होगा। सिमिलरली ड्यूरिंग ऑफ टाइम क्या क्या होगा, पहले रिवर्स रिकवरी जो है वो अपना चार्ज रिलीज करेगी और उसके बाद फिर डिवाइस जो है वो टर्न ऑफ होगी। ठीक है, ओके। अनदर क्वेश्चन इज दैट जी,
ये सर समझ जाओ।
जी। और सेकंड
सर अब रिवाइज कर सकते हैं इसे सर?
जी, अच्छा। स्टार्टिंग में वी हैव बिफोर द टाइम वी हैव ऑफ स्टेट, और एग्जैक्टली t इक्वल टू 0 के ऊपर जो है वो हमें ऑन सिग्नल मिला, यानी कि हमने वोल्टेज अप्लाई कर दिया और गेट करंट भी अप्लाई कर दिया। ठीक है, so at this time the voltage is there and also the gate current. This is non-zero. ठीक है, तो इसलिए फिर क्या होगा कि जैसे हमने गेट करंट अप्लाई किया तो एनोड करंट स्टार्ट राइजिंग, because positive feedback it takes a little time, delay time initially, and then it rises suddenly. ठीक है, so ये जो rise है that is because of the positive feedback. So similarly for the voltage, what happens is कि जैसे ही डिवाइस कंडक्शन मोड में जाना शुरू करती है, the forward voltage drop is start changing from the maximum value to a minimum value, because in this case device is going to turn on and it would start conduction. Okay, So therefore, this time the turn on time, it's basically the device turn on transient. ठीक है, तो जो switching loss होगा that is between this. So this is turn on transient. Then device is in on mode, and there is a very little voltage drop across the device, around 1 volt, and it will conduct a very large amount of current. So this gives us the on state power loss. This gives us the turn on transient power loss. And if you look into this, this is the turn off state transient. From this point, this TRR, reverse recovery time, this is basically the off transient. Okay, so again multiplying the voltage and current, we get the turn off transient power loss, and then device is finally in off mode. So this is normal off mode, and in off mode the anode current is very small, in micro order, and the reverse voltage is as the voltage is applied equal to that. Okay, so these are all 4 power loss which occur in the device. Okay, so switching loss कौन कौन से होंगे? Turn on
डिवाइस
and
थोड़ी लेगा इसमें।
सॉरी मैं रिपीट करता हूँ कि जो इनिशियली है दैट इज द ट्रांजिएंट ऑफ टर्न ऑन।
सर वो लास्ट वाला बताइए, वो समझ आएगी।
अच्छा, सो ये जो टर्न ऑफ से पहले है दैट इज द टर्न ऑफ ट्रांजिएंट, जिसके अंदर आपके पास वोल्टेज भी नेगेटिव है और करंट भी नेगेटिव है, सो वी हैव अ पॉजिटिव फॉरवर्ड positive power loss, and then device goes in off mode जिसमें करंट जो है वो 0 के करीब हो गया, and voltage is the maximum equal to the applied voltage. ठीक है, so here we have all 4 type of losses. So turn on transient power loss, then we have on state power loss, then we have turn off transient power loss, and then finally we have off state loss. Okay, so dynamic characteristic includes all these voltage and current behaviors during transient, और इसमें से हम उसके डिवाइस के अंदर जो पावर लॉस है उसको हम अप्रोक्सीमेटली अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं कि व्हाट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ दैट पावर लॉस। ठीक है जी, एनीथिंग एल्स within this slide?
सर टर्न ऑन और टर्न ऑफ में पावर लॉस नहीं होगा उस
जी हो,
उस
जी जी सब में होगा, लेकिन जो ज्यादा
यस
पावर लॉस है वो आपको कहाँ पे नजर आ रहा है?
सर टर्न ऑन ट्रांजिएंट में।
बिल्कुल। सो टर्न ऑन ट्रांजिएंट में आप देखें कि वोल्टेज भी ज़्यादा देर के लिए मैक्सिमम है और करंट भी जो है वो ज़्यादा देर के लिए 10% से लेकर 90%, ये इसका जो राइज टाइम है, ड्यूरिंग दिस राइज टाइम और जो वोल्टेज है ये भी ड्रॉप कर रहा है और करंट जो है ये भी राइज कर रहा है। देयरफॉर यहाँ पे जो ट्रांजिएंट टर्न ऑन ट्रांजिएंट में जो पावर लॉस है दैट इज द लार्जेस्ट आउट ऑफ अदर पावर लॉस। सही है। अच्छा, एक और क्वेश्चन है कि डिवाइस जो है वो टर्न ऑन जल्दी हो रही है या टर्न ऑफ जल्दी हो रही है? विच टाइम लुक्स फास्टर? टर्न ऑफ जो है ये इसका आपको लग रहा है, बट जितने भी माइनॉरिटी के कैरियर डिवाइसेस हैं
सर टर्न ऑफ, क्योंकि टर्न ऑन से पहले जो टर्न ऑन ट्रांजिएंट वो ज़्यादा है, तो उस वजह से टर्न ऑन मतलब ज़्यादा टाइम लेगा और टर्न ऑफ ट्रांजिएंट उसके कंपैरेटिवली कम टाइम लेगा।
नॉर्मली जो माइनॉरिटी कैरियर डिवाइसेस होती हैं उनका जो टर्न ऑफ है वो स्लाइटली लॉन्गर होता है।
सर आपकी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही।
जी, जो नॉर्मली जो माइनॉरिटी कैरियर डिवाइसेस हैं दे आर उनका जो ऑफ टाइम है दैट इज स्लोअर देन द टर्न ऑन टाइम। ठीक है, यहाँ पे हमें फिगर से इतना क्लियर नहीं हो रहा, बट दैट इज द केस कि मिनॉरिटी कैरियर minority carrier devices।
सर आपकी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही थी सर, प्लीज़ रिपीट करें तो सर
जी जी,
वो
minority
क्वेश्चन जो टर्न।
क्वेश्चन ये है कि टर्न ऑन जल्दी कर रहा है या टर्न ऑफ जल्दी कर रहा है। तो उसका ये है कि जो माइनॉरिटी कैरियर है इसका जो टी ऑन है टर्न ऑन टाइम दैट इज लेस देन टी ऑफ टाइम। ठीक है, तो ये ऑन जल्दी हो जाती है माइनॉरिटी कैरियर डिवाइसेस और बाय माइनॉरिटी कैरियर डिवाइसेस थायरिस्टर इज अमंग देम। ठीक है, तो इसका जो टर्न ऑन है ये फास्टर है, टर्न ऑफ स्लोअर है। जी, ठीक हो गया।
यस
आगे मूव
सर
करें हम।
आपकी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही।
अभी आ रही है आवाज?
यस सर आ रही।
हाँ जी, ठीक। सो जो स्पेशल पैरामीटर्स हैं थायरिस्टर के उनमें फॉरवर्ड ब्लॉकिंग वोल्टेज के जब तक गेट सिग्नल अप्लाई नहीं होगा तो कितना मैक्सिमम वोल्टेज जो है वो डिवाइस के क्रॉस अपीयर हो सकता है। सिमिलरली रिवर्स में कितना वोल्टेज अपीयर हो सकता है डिवाइस के क्रॉस। देन वी हैव ऑन स्टेट वोल्टेज, दैट मीन्स कि जब डिवाइस ऑन होगी तो उसका फॉरवर्ड वोल्टेज कितना होगा। देन देयर इज एवरेज ऑन स्टेट करंट। देन देयर आर होल्डिंग करंट्स एंड लैचिंग करंट जिसकी हम बात कर रहे थे। ठीक है, डिवाइस टर्न ऑन के लिए व्हाट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट? द एनोड करंट मस्ट बी हायर देन द लैचिंग करंट। ठीक है, This is the requirement for turn on. ठीक है, और होल्डिंग करंट में एनोड करंट मस्ट बी लेस देन होल्डिंग करंट. दिस इज द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ टर्न ऑन. ठीक है जी. So these are the two major parameters, holding current or latching current. And then there is a peak forward surge current. इसका मतलब ये होता है कि अगर कोई करंट की सर्ज आती है तो नॉर्मल करंट से, यानी कि जो पहले एवरेज ऑन स्टेट करंट है, इसके कितने टाइम्स सर्ज करंट जो है वो डिवाइस बर्दाश्त कर सकती है, कैरी कर सकती है. और फिर डिवाइस का राइज ऑफ वोल्टेज, रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ वोल्टेज और रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ करंट, कितना डिवाइस जो है वो चेंज को बर्दाश्त कर सकती है. अदरवाइज इससे हायर अगर चेंज इन वोल्टेज होगा या चेंज इन करंट होगा तो डिवाइस जो है वो टर्न ऑन स्टेट में चली जाएगी. ठीक है, अगर जो वोल्टेज हम अप्लाई कर रहे हैं डिवाइस के क्रॉस, उस अप्लाइड वोल्टेज का, यानी कि जो हमारा UAK है, the rate of change of UAK is larger than the device normal threshold value, तो फिर भी डिवाइस जो है वो टर्न ऑन मोड पे चली जाएगी. ठीक है, सिमिलरली फॉर di/dt, ये जो अगर आपका जो एनोड करंट है, इसको आप तेजी से स्विच करा रहे हैं तब भी डिवाइस जो है वो ऑन टर्न ऑन मोड में चली जाएगी. ठीक है, तो डिवाइस को ऑन करना उसकी अपनी रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं और वो रिक्वायरमेंट्स जो हैं वो किसी तरीके से भी फुलफिल हो सकती हैं. तो इन चीज़ों का जब हम डिवाइस को यूज़ कर रहे होंगे तो वी हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ ऑल दीज पैरामीटर्स. ओके, तो नेक्स्ट इज दी फैमिली ऑफ थायरिस्टर. आई गेस कि हम यहाँ पे थोड़ा ब्रेक कर लेते हैं एंड देन वी स्टार्ट अगेन फ्रॉम फैमिली ऑफ
सर
थायरिस्टर.
आज आपके वॉइस में बहुत लेग आ रहा है सर.
अच्छा, चले, मैं जहाँ भी मसला हो मुझे बता दिया करें, मैं दोबारा से बोल दूंगा. ठीक है, सो यहाँ पे हम छोटी सी ब्रेक लेते हैं. ब्रेक के बाद फिर दोबारा स्टार्ट करेंगे.